Hello everyone and welcome back. You'll have to bear with me because I don't typically do commentary or I guess in this case news reactions, but this one caught me. Let me provide a little bit of context here. So occasionally I'll scroll through the news on Microsoft Edge homepage, just when I don't feel like playing video games or any of that. 9 times out of 10 I'll see headlines like 19 unacceptable social behaviors that should be banned, or 15 things people in the US want banned, or even proper butt wiping technique. Boost your health with these tips. Some real banger fucking news articles. But once in a while, a headline comes across my homepage that makes me do a double take. Bear in mind that this news is a week old by now. I've been working on this script and rewriting it for a week, but here's the headline. Discord users tracked through data scraping site. Now before we get into that headline there, I'd like to give you a little bit of background on data scraping. So what is data scraping? Data scraping in its most general form refers to a technique in which a computer program extracts data from an output generated from another program. Data scraping is commonly manifest in web scraping, the process of using an application to extract valuable information from a website. Basically, you've built a program to snag specific data from another program's request. And let me go ahead and say that I am just a layman when it comes to the world of software development and web design and such. I can only translate but so much, so if I get something wrong, I do apologize. Or if my generalized statement is a little too general, I'm trying here. So the process goes like this. First, the piece of code used to pull the information, which we call a scraper bot, sends an HTTP GET request to a specific website. When the website responds, the scraper parses the HTML document for a specific pattern of data. Once the data is extracted, it is converted into whatever specific format the scraper bot's author designed. And then you have a nice packet of information developed specifically for whatever it is you intend to use it for. The 3 most common types of web scraping, at least as according to Cloudflare, where I got all of the previous information, is content scraping, price scraping, and contact scraping. And I'm going to give you a brief description of each. So content scraping is when you pull content from a website in order to replicate the unique advantage of a particular product or service that relies on content. So basically, let's say you decide to do a food review or a review type website, and you see another popular review type website, and you say, well, I really don't feel like trying to aggregate users on this website. So what you do is you build a mock-up of the website and you pull all of these reviews off of the more popular review website, and then just put it up on your website as though all these users were already there in the first place. Price scraping is when a corporation sends out a scraper bot to grab specific pricing information about a competitor's product so that they can hurry up and undercut them when selling their own product. And this last one is probably the most fucking irritating form of scraping. So a lot of websites contain email addresses and phone numbers in plain text. So by scraping locations like online directories, a scraper is able to grab a whole bunch of contacts for bulk mailing lists, robocalls, or phishing scams, to name a couple things just off the top of my head. So why are we talking about this? A tech news site known as 404 Media reported on an anonymous user who created a scraper bot called SpyPet that has logged 4 billion messages across 14,000 Discord servers and 600 million active users. Now, as according to PC World, it doesn't scrape private messages or grouped messages, so those are still safe, but the messages posted in open groups and activity tracked across different groups is up for grabs. Now you may be asking yourself the question, Justin, is this illegal? The answer is technically no, as according to TechCrunch, the Supreme Court ruled in favor of web scraping as long as the information was publicly available and left the governance of web scraping to individual businesses' terms of service, with the Ninth Circle calling the idea a gate up, gate down situation of action. Basically, if your gates are up and the information is free to grab, then go ahead and scrape it. If the gates are down and you're keeping the information private, then it becomes a problem. To put it in simpler terms, if you don't want your kids playing with lighters, put them up. I mentioned scraping being up to terms of service earlier. This is because technically, SpyPet breaks Discord's terms of service, specifically under their clause titled Restrictions on Your Use of Discord Services. Bullet point number 2. Don't use the services to do harm to Discord. Among other things, this includes trying to gain access to or attacking our systems, scraping services without our written consent, transmitting viruses or other malicious code to our services, abusing or defrauding us or our payment systems, copying our product or using our intellectual property without permission, and misusing our reporting or customer service mechanisms. The whole situation has prompted a quote from Discord, reported on by PC Mag, stating, "Discord is committed to protecting the privacy and data of our users. We are currently investigating this matter. If we determine that violations of our terms of service and community guidelines have occurred, we will take appropriate steps to enforce our policies. We cannot provide further comments as this is an ongoing investigation." Personally, this reads to me as, oh shit, we let this happen too long. Let me put the tinfoil hat on real quick and say that it is my opinion that Discord might have been paying for some of that scraped information themselves instead of scraping the chats that they already have access to. I have no proof, it's entire speculation. I am just completely pulling that idea out of my ass, but it makes sense to me. Oh yeah, let me just neglect to mention the fact that he's selling this information for as little as, $5 in Bitcoin. So to recap, guy builds a scraper bot, and I neglected to mention this earlier, but he used Discord's own, creation tools to build said scraper bot, farms an assload of information on an assload of people from an assload of groups, and sells it off to varying degrees of price, all of which is technically not litigious. Dude has effectively turned himself into an information broker for a whole lot of cyber stalkers out there. I know that last comment might have been a little bit charged, but we don't know how he vets his people, if he vets his people, or if he's just snagging the X amount of money in Bitcoin and saying, here you go. That right there is a major problem, in my opinion. And I know I might be playing the whole Captain Obvious card when I say that, but it really is a major fucking problem having somebody with that much, yes, free to grab information, but information no less. And I know that technically speaking, he is violating terms of service, which means his Discord account is effectively, null and void. But I don't think that that's all that should really happen on that one. Like, yes, the information is definitely free to grab. I understand that. But there's a whole lot of just nasty shit that he can do with that information, or give to somebody who will do some nasty shit with that information. And of course, to wrap up, that's not the only Discord specific scraper out there. There are other scrapers that can do a whole lot worse. Maybe we'll cover some of those in a later video. That's entirely up to you guys. I definitely don't mind doing the research on web scraping. This is a topic that has seriously interested me. And I'm surprised because, like I said, it came off of Microsoft Edge browser of all places. That homepage with all the butt feed articles. So I digress. If you like what you saw, please consider hitting the like button. and leaving a subscription. That does help me out quite a bit. And if you want to see me do more videos on web scraping and other tech related videos, do leave a comment down below. This is Justin here, giving you more information to just rot your brain with. You guys all take care. Hello, this is post-editing Justin. As of today, MSN has updated us and told us that the SpyPet software has been taken offline. The only thing that is displayed on all this is a nice little 404 page, and Discord has come out with this quote here. As I predicted it would go down. Scraping our services and self-botting are violations of our terms and service and community guidelines. In addition to banning the affiliated accounts, we are considering appropriate legal action. So, quite the happy ending to this otherwise bullshit. Thank you.